Welcome to a masterclass in resilience and scientific brilliance. This slide introduces Dr. Percy Lavon Julian, a pioneering African-American chemist whose groundbreaking work earned him the title of the Architect of Liberation. Operating in a deeply segregated America, Dr. Julian defied systemic racism to achieve the extraordinary. He synthesized life-saving miracles directly from plant matter. His pioneering research revolutionized the chemical synthesis of medicinal drugs, transforming raw natural materials into affordable medical treatments. This presentation honors his dual legacy as a brilliant innovator who unlocked the chemical secrets of plants to heal humanity and as someone who courageously broke down barriers to create a path for future generations of Black scientists. At the center of Dr. Percy Julian's legacy lies the catalyst, which highlights three remarkable pillars of his enduring achievements. First, as the master chemist, he secured over 130 patents, famously synthesized physostigmine, and made cortisone treatments accessible to the public. Second, he shone as the business pioneer, becoming the first Black director at Glidden and later founding Julian Laboratories, which propelled him to become a self-made millionaire. Finally, he emerged as the civil rights trailblazer, challenging Jim Crow educational restrictions, funding the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, and bravely opposing domestic terrorism. Guided by his core belief that achievement has no color, Dr. Julian skillfully integrated cutting-edge science, industrial entrepreneurship, and courageous social justice into one legendary life. To understand Dr. Julian's ultimate triumph, we must examine the significant institutional barriers he faced in his early life. Born on April 11, 1899, in Montgomery, Alabama, Julian inherited a family legacy of profound sacrifice. His grandfather, a former slave, had 2 fingers amputated as punishment for learning to read. Because Julian was barred from whites-only public libraries, his parents worked hard to create an extensive home library to support his education. The systemic obstacles remained formidable. Public education for African Americans legally ended after the 8th grade, forcing Julian to attend a normal school just to reach the 10th grade. This left him severely underprepared for university, setting the stage for his uphill battle against systemic oppression. This slide uses the metaphor of a chemical reaction to illustrate the significant activation energy, referring to societal resistance and personal sacrifice, required for Dr. Julian to overcome academic barriers. His journey began in 1916 at DePauw University, where he enrolled as a sub-freshman, taking both high school and college classes simultaneously while working as a waiter and digging ditches for attic housing. By 1920, he had achieved a remarkable milestone, graduating Phi Beta Kappa as valedictorian. However, institutional racism posed a significant challenge. After earning his master's degree from Harvard University in 1923, Julian encountered a major setback. Harvard denied him a teaching fellowship, fearing that white students would resent having a Black instructor, which effectively prevented him from pursuing a PhD there. This slide highlights a striking contrast between the closed doors of America and the open laboratories of Europe. In America, Julian's career was hindered by systemic prejudice during his teaching positions at Fisk University, West Virginia State University, and Howard University, where he faced significant resource shortages and institutional challenges. However, a breakthrough opportunity emerged when he received a grant from the Rockefeller Foundation, allowing him to travel to the University of Vienna in 1929. There, under the guidance of the renowned chemist Ernst Spath, Julian mastered plant alkaloid chemistry and experienced life beyond the constraints of Jim Crow. He became only the 3rd African American to earn a PhD in chemistry, prompting Spath to describe him as an extraordinary student. His like I have not seen before. This slide highlights a significant scientific event, the 1935 physostigmine race. Glaucoma was causing severe intraocular pressure, and the only available treatment was natural physostigmine, which was painfully extracted from the rare African calabar bean. When Dr. Robert Robinson of Oxford published a method for its synthesis, Julian took a bold risk by publicly challenging the validity of Robinson's method. Determined to prove his approach, Julian worked on his alternative synthesis at DePauw University and successfully created physostigmine. His achievement not only validated his claims but also made glaucoma treatment more accessible, securing his place in history. This triumph was later recognized as a National Historic Chemical Landmark by the American Chemical Society. Despite achieving significant scientific success, systemic racism continued to create unreasonable obstacles. In 1936, the Institute of Paper Chemistry in Appleton, Wisconsin, attempted to hire Dr. Julian, but they rescinded the offer due to an outdated sundown town statute that prohibited black individuals from staying overnight. However, a significant corporate breakthrough soon followed. W.J. O'Brien at the Glidden Company in Chicago challenged these racist norms by offering Julian the crucial position of Director of Research for the Soya Division. This appointment was a historic milestone, as Dr. Julian became the first African American to lead a major industrial chemical laboratory. He shattered glass ceilings by managing and directing teams composed entirely of white scientists in a corporate America that had previously been closed to black leadership. At the Glidden Company, Dr. Julian unlocked the immense industrial potential of the humble soybean by engineering techniques to isolate sterols and proteins on a large scale. This slide highlights 3 groundbreaking innovations he made with soy. First, he developed Aero-Foam, a fire-retardant protein foam used during World War II to extinguish oil and gasoline fires on aircraft carriers, saving the lives of thousands of sailors. Second, he synthesized progesterone at an astonishing rate of 100 pounds per day, with the very first pound valued at $63,500 and shipped securely by armored car. Third, he scaled up the mass production of testosterone. Together, these crucial hormonal breakthroughs established the commercial and scientific foundation for the modern, multi-billion-dollar steroid drug industry. This diagnostic comparison matrix emphasizes the significant impact of the medical miracle achieved by Dr. Julian. Previously, the process of creating cortisone was laborious and inefficient. It involved extracting compounds from animal bile and slaughtered spinal cords, resulting in small, scarce quantities that cost hundreds of dollars per gram. The Julian method revolutionized this process by using compound S. By leveraging soybean oil sterols, specifically stigmasterol, Julian enabled limitless industrial mass production. Most notably, he reduced the production cost to under 20 cents per gram. This dramatic decrease in price made synthetic cortisone both affordable and accessible, providing immediate relief from the agonizing pain of rheumatoid arthritis for millions of patients around the world. This exponential growth curve illustrates the remarkable success story of the Julian enterprise. In 1953, Dr. Julian made a significant leap toward independence by leaving Glidden to establish Julian Laboratories in Franklin Park, Illinois. When he encountered serious bottlenecks in raw material supply, he developed what became known as the YAM pivot. By creating a method to extract essential steroid intermediates from the Mexican wild yam, he was able to bypass restricted channels and significantly undercut the established pharmaceutical monopolies. This brilliant innovation culminated in a major milestone, the exit, in 1961. Julian sold his company to industry giant SmithKline and French and Upjohn for over $2 million, solidifying his legacy as one of the wealthiest black men in America. Even achieving status as a millionaire executive could not shield Dr. Julian from the violent realities of American racism. This slide details the harrowing chapter known as the Oak Park Terror. In 1950, Julian purchased a 15-room mansion in the exclusive, all-white suburb of Oak Park, Illinois. Before his family could even move in, arsonists drenched the home in gasoline and threw a kerosene firebomb inside. A year later, the house was targeted again and shot at. Despite this extreme domestic terrorism, the Julians displayed monumental courage. They steadfastly refused to leave, hired private guards to protect their family, and successfully stayed to integrate the neighborhood, proving their defiance was just as powerful as their science. This slide presents the lineage of advocacy, which outlines a powerful family network dedicated to intellectual excellence and civil rights activism. At the foundation of this lineage is Dr. Julian, whose activism is characterized by his commitment to mentoring black youth and supporting the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. This legacy is strongly connected to his wife, Aero-Foam Julian, a notable civic activist who broke barriers as the first African-American woman to earn a Ph.D. in sociology from the University of Pennsylvania. The advocacy torch was then passed to their son, Percy Julian Jr., who became a prominent civil rights attorney in Madison, Wisconsin. He dedicated his career to defending protesters and combating systemic discrimination. Together, the Julian family exemplifies the multi-generational commitment to the pursuit of justice. This slide effectively highlights the significant impact of Dr. Julian's scientific contributions, illustrated by an impressive record of over 130 patents filed and millions of lives improved. His life's work is summarized in 4 historic, life-saving breakthroughs. First, he developed physostigmine, which provides essential relief for patients suffering from glaucoma. Second, his synthesis of progesterone laid the groundwork for modern birth control and advanced hormone therapy. Third, his groundbreaking work with cortisone and compound S revolutionized the treatment of debilitating rheumatoid arthritis. Finally, he created Aero-Foam, which played a crucial role in fire suppression during World War II. Together, these achievements stand as a lasting testament to a master chemist who transformed science into a means of human liberation. We continue our journey by examining the defining equation of Dr. Julian's life. This slide illustrates the ultimate transformation, taking raw plant materials and systemic oppression and passing them through the catalyst of Julian's unyielding intellect. The reaction produces a dual legacy, modern biomedicine and the breaking of racial barriers. As our narrative draws to a close, we are reminded of his profound impact. Dr. Julian didn't just change the molecular structure of plants. He fundamentally transformed the social structure of American science. He indelibly proved to a divided nation and the global scientific community that genius knows no color, leaving behind an enduring blueprint for both scientific innovation and human equality. As our journey comes to a close, we reflect on the significant legacy of Dr. Percy Lavon Julian. This final slide highlights the enduring recognition he rightfully earned. In 1973, he achieved a historic milestone by becoming the first Black chemist elected to the National Academy of Sciences. In honor of his contributions, he was posthumously commemorated on a U.S. postage stamp, and his groundbreaking synthesis of physostigmine was designated a National Historic Chemical Landmark. We conclude with his timeless wisdom, reminding us that true education should never be restricted. No human being can be told, "You are not allowed to learn." Dr. Julian demonstrated that exceptional science and unwavering determination can break even the strongest chains of prejudice.